Hello, welcome to the Field of Streams, where every week I, your host, that's me, Janine McRae, read a short piece of my writing to you so that you, dear listener, do not have to. It truly is my honour, and I have to say that selfishly for me, reading these things does help me become more tolerant of my own voice, which at times I despise. Now, I can't promise you much with these missives, but I can promise you this. I won't keep you long. A promise like that deserves a follow, don't you think? If you're really enjoying it, write a review. It actually really helps the podcast get served up more in the algorithm, I guess. Pusher. Sometimes you just gotta plug your own work, and that was me doing it, so let's just move on. On to today's sweet, sweet episode. I say sweet because it's about Milk's favourite cookie. And no, I'm not sponsored by this disc of bliss, which, hey, that could have been another tagline for this cookie. Maybe I should trademark that. I'm talking about Oreos. In one of my many forays onto the battlefield of weird stories on the internet, I found one about the study of Oreology and one specific research paper that dealt with the twist and fracture of cream cookies. Ladies and gentlemen, this is science put to good use. The whole point of the study was to see if you could, scientifically, get the torque of the twist just right so that the cream of the Oreo, that's the soft, gooey white stuff in between the two sides of the cookie, would be evenly distributed upon each, both left and right, same amount of cream. An even distribution of wealth, if you like. The study tested and measured the torque using a device called a rheometer instead of your little hands there. Your hands don't have any measuring sensors on them, so you really did need to bring in the technology for this. If you want to read a news story about this study, look in the description of this episode and I'll have dropped a link there. The study of Oreology inspired me. It inspired me to not just eat 4 packets of Oreos, plus a packet of Numinos, for the Behind the Streams video I made that goes with this episode. The link is also in the description for that. It inspired me to write a post based on the concept of how we are constantly twisting. Stories, our lives, each other. Who gets the cream in that situation? Well, I invite you to sit back, relax, and find out my thoughts on the matter as I read to you a little thing I wrote, inspired by the sick combination of Oreos and science, called A Not-So-Simple Twist of Fate. Twist. Position your sensitive fingertips upon the very edges of those sweet discs. Left hand, right hand, with digits twitching as spider legs gesturing in air before settling to the task. Hold fast. Now twist. Twist with delicate pressure, a gentle but firm authority, until you feel the inevitable release of it. The pop, the suck, the ugh of delamination. This is the letting go of the proverbial Oreo, the fracture, the rift, the declaration of independence. Deep breath. Now open. Open that book of cookie to reveal the answer this action has bestowed upon you. Cream or no cream? Which side has won? The sensual fluff of luck is never shared equally between the sides. One inevitably gets it all. This is the way of the world. There is enough to go round, but no desire to go round. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, right? The goo goes. The cream twists. All this fuss over cream, and fake cream at that. C-R-E-M-E, not C-R-E-A-M. The vegans rejoice, but it is faux, not your foe. This small lie is not your enemy. Do not fight against fate's fakery, because it's all a giant and glorious gamble anyway. 50-50. Cream or no cream, milk or no milk. The twist is the thing. Just keep on twisting. Humans twist everything. Stories, lives, budgets, arms. We are the kings and queens of contortion, mangling our regal bodies and minds and lives to fit with some vision we have of the perfect life, the perfect human, the perfect dream, the one with all the cream. The cream. We want to lick it from the plate of victory. It is the sweetness we believe we are owed after all the shit we've had to eat, after what we've been through, twisted logic being what it is. Twist, twist, twist. Cream, cream, cream. Praying to the cream distribution system that the next twist will be our turn. Please, O Lord, give us the wafer side with the good stuff, the rich stuff, the living, breathing, energy elixir stuff, not the dry stuff, not the crumbly stuff, not the dunk and choke it down stuff. Amen. How can we guarantee our twisted reward? And if it is always twisted, what is it twisted with? A tainted spoil? An undigestible lactate? A soul carcinogen we won't find out about until the end of our story? Life, she says, chewing at her pencil. Life is an infinitely twisting Oreo. Take the mind. The mind twists. Two halves of the same whole, confined within our bony vase, taking alternate approaches and signals and sighs, all while glued fast by the anatomy of our cream fillings. The stems of our composition, left and right, handcuffed and hobbled by some Tetris-obsessed creator who deems these pieces to fit because they fit. Walnuts in shells, cream between cookies. If it fits so well, O mighty creator, then why is it so easily twisted? I'm conceptual, says one side. I'm rational, says the other. The twist slides the cream between the shearing force of understanding. Well, the attempt to understand. Hatred, love, science, faith. Anger eats at the inside of your skull, coming from nowhere, going everywhere. Sadness rushes into the voids. The mind contorts and twists to chase the demons away. Half out, half in, half off. Mind cream, riddled with synaptic sprinkles, leading to a confetti of nothingness. Right brain, left brain, wrong brain, here brain. Twist, twist, twist to insanity. Twisted words, twisted emotions, thoughts and moods and modals and analytics, and a cream that won't commit to either argument. Outside forces squeezing as you twist and pull and organise the calendar. All life is twisting, our minds spinning the wheel to declare right foot red dot, left hand green. Laying down suppressive foam, our loneliness fractures. What is the cream of the mind anyway? Is it the soothing balm between two forces that should never be separated? Is it happiness? Contentment? Confidence? Belief in science? Belief in God? It seeks equilibrium, seeks the justice of equal cream distribution, lest the conspiracy theories win. Ratio, ratio, ratio. Twist, twist, twist. Headache, headache, headache. One twist of the knife cracking the shell. There shall be no separation, lest the logic evaporate. Now the body, twisting and contorting and dislocating to enter this world, misshapen heads and awkward shoulders, we emerge a twisted wreck to right ourselves upon our new decks. From the get-go, we continue to twist our limbs and organs and skin and bone and seek salvation in the twist of it. Twisting, twisting, whirlpool of birth and death, two halves of this cookie with the whole cream of life between, its recipe never written down. The twister twists the twistee. This body, this twist of fat and sinew and impulse. Stop, we say, twisting away from the melees of the couch, the modern-day killing floor. All efforts made to stop ourselves shattering and twisting and igniting our cream, lest it explode us straight and spectacularly to death. Too much, too fast, too young. Eat right, live right, love right. Worship at the twisted temple of us. Twist it left and right, 4 reps, 2 circuits each. Repeat. Increase the weight of life to build muscle and promote adaptation. Twist and twist and twist without pulling muscle, without straining the gauge. Log it in the ledger. Count, tally. now ache. This life is unknowable, unrepeatable, totally twistable. You work on the body, but forces outside your control twist against you too. Taken out by a texting driver, twisting selfishly behind the wheel. Burned up in your home. Swept out to sea, one hand waving helplessly to the seagulls. We arch our backs and mouth secret words to the heavens, twisting to love and lust and likability as the calorific mood is spread thin upon our bodies like varnish on an antique dresser. We twist each other's words and actions and intentions, twist until we disengage and disappear, watching the love lift from our deck, a smudged murmuration in air before leaving altogether. Winner takes it all. The cream leaks like light from a pinhole in your heart, your twisted, broken heart. Twisting in the mirror to see the results with modesty exposed and wounds and scars and greying hairs, if any hairs at all. Phobias and Photoshop, merging and smudging at the corners of the wafer to spread the youth of it. Creaking toward the inevitable twist of fate that dictates the end time. The clock runs out. The cream is gone, no longer lubricating the joints of that amble. Life, gone in one bite. Wind the clock, set it back with a twist. The world, ancient and wise without us, twists and buckles in our grip, squeezed at its centre and bulging at the seams. Hemispheric inequalities, the haves and have-nots and are-nots and more. The fighting and squalls, the dust-ups and dumps, twisting to the collapse of the columns and the roof falling in, fissures and fractures, and science taking revenge. We twist to look while not seeing, leaving our soft centres vulnerable to the disease. Some faces smeared with extra cream, others licking at dry wafer. Dirt and deserts and droughts and dumb intelligence with blinkers on, twisted fingers, twisted hearts, twisted economies, twisted forests and seas and airs and geologies, twisted justice throwing us into cells we cannot escape. The bars of our songs crushed and demonetized with the twist of a dial. The banks teeter, the wicked rise, they twist and snarl at us, treat our bodies and lives as stale cookies, extracting all our creams, which are now their creams, all our melodies, all our liquid golds, trust, faith, the love we have for each other. They twist until we are squeezed dry of all our cream, all our humanity, into each other, against ourselves, talked too hard, we groan and shatter, life and hope crumbling to dust in blistered hands. A world torn, a universe spinning into mush, a gentle unravelling of time. The world turns, the divide gets wider, the glue cannot hold. But the world doesn't view itself as halved, one twisting to defeat the other. The world is indifferent. Cream or no cream, we're all getting dunked. Plot twist. All life is twist, of wrist, of fate, of memory. There are no guarantees, no gifts, no certainties. The curtain lifts, we twist to centre stage, and there, with the spotlight on or even off to one side, we make our own sweetness. So, position your sensitive fingertips upon the very edges of those sweet discs. Left hand, right hand, with digits twitching as spider legs gesturing in air before settling to the task. Hold fast. Now twist. Twist with delicate pressure, a gentle but firm authority, until you feel the inevitable release of it. The pop, the suck, the ugh of delamination. This is the letting go of the proverbial Oreo, the fracture, the rift, the declaration of independence. Shake it up, baby. Twist, twist, twist. And shout when you strike the cream. And there you have it, today's sweet, sweet episode. I share these missives as a way of showing my creative process, and hopefully by doing that, It will inspire creative folks to get out there and make something of their own. If you enjoyed what you heard today, follow this. I hesitate to call it a podcast since it's more an audiobook style reading of a book that doesn't exist. The Book of Janine Thoughts. Sorry, I'm rambling now. Subscribe is the basic message so that you never miss an episode. But for now, I'll leave you with this. Love what you love, and I'll see you out there making stuff. And hopefully not eating as many Oreos as I did for that video. Again, link in description. Bye!